Former U.S. President Donald Trump has reimposed tariffs on certain goods coming from Canada. This decision has created difficulties for Canadian farmers who rely on selling their products to the United States. The tariffs are like taxes on these goods, making them more expensive for American buyers. As a result, Canadian farmers are worried about selling less and losing money. These tariffs signal a change in how the two countries trade with each other. For years, Canada and the US have been close trading partners, especially when it comes to agriculture. But the reintroduction of these tariffs has introduced uncertainty into the relationship. Canadian farmers now face a new reality where their biggest market is suddenly less accessible. This situation has forced Canadian farmers to rethink their strategies. They understand that relying solely on the US market might no longer be the best approach. To adapt to these changes, many farmers are exploring new ways to sell their products. This situation presents a significant challenge, but it also pushes them to be resourceful and find new solutions. The tariffs imposed by the Trump administration specifically target several key agricultural products that Canada exports to the US. One such product is piglets, young pigs that are often raised on American farms for pork production. Canada is a major supplier of piglets to the US, and the tariffs have disrupted this flow, potentially affecting pork prices for American consumers. Beyond piglets, various crops grown by Canadian farmers are also affected. These include wheat, barley, and canola, which are important ingredients in many food products. The tariffs increase the cost of these Canadian crops for American buyers, making them less competitive compared to domestic US options. This situation could lead to changes in sourcing practices within the US food industry. The tariffs on these specific products have immediate and direct consequences for Canadian farmers. Their livelihoods depend on selling these goods, and the sudden imposition of tariffs disrupts their carefully planned operations. Many farmers are left with uncertainty about the future of their businesses, and are forced to make difficult decisions to adapt to the new trade environment. Faced with the challenge of reduced access to the US market, Canadian farmers are actively seeking new international buyers for their products. They are attending trade shows, connecting with potential customers in countries like China, Japan, and Mexico. This proactive approach demonstrates their resilience and determination to overcome the obstacles created by the tariffs. The process of finding new markets is not without its challenges. It requires building new relationships, navigating different cultural norms, and meeting specific quality standards and regulations. However, Canadian farmers are known for their high-quality products and strong work ethic, which gives them an advantage in the global marketplace. This shift towards diversification is a significant development in the Canadian agricultural landscape. While the US has historically been the dominant market for Canadian farmers, the tariffs have accelerated a trend towards exploring a wider range of global opportunities. This strategic move could lead to greater resilience and stability for Canadian agriculture in the long run. The reimposition of tariffs has economic implications for both Canada and the United States. For Canadian farmers, the immediate impact is felt through reduced sales to the US and the pressure to find new markets. However, the long-term consequences are less clear and depend on various factors, including the duration of the tariffs and the success of finding alternative buyers. In the US, the tariffs could lead to higher prices for certain food products, as American businesses face increased costs for importing Canadian agricultural goods. This situation could impact American consumers, who might see a rise in their grocery bills. Additionally, disruptions in the usual flow of agricultural products between the two countries could create inefficiencies and uncertainties in the supply chain. The reimposition of tariffs has injected a level of uncertainty into the agricultural trade relationship between Canada and the United States. While the full economic impact remains to be seen, both countries are grappling with the potential consequences of this policy shift. The situation highlights the complex and interconnected nature of global trade and the significant role that political decisions can play in shaping markets and livelihoods.